There is something else to Turkey besides what might be immediately obvious. Between the seashores and clamoring markets lies an abundance of intriguing history loaded up with strict and scholarly figures, nationwide conflict, and a huge number of dialects. There is a considerable rundown of legends and realities about every nation, and it's similar about Turkey, so we can't go through each and every one except in the present article. We will plunge into 20 captivating realities that you ought to be familiar with Turkey, whether you are wanting to visit or simply enamored with Turkish dramatizations. Moving right along, how about we get into it? Here are 20 fascinating facts about Turkey. 1. Istanbul is not the capital of Turkey. You could have been befuddled about the capital of Turkey and maybe believing it's Istanbul, however it isn't. Shocking, right? You have seen a ton of Turkish series delivered in Istanbul, and many books, motion pictures, and content makers allude to Istanbul constantly, yet Turkey's capital city is Ankara. Ankara, generally known as Ankara and Angora, is the capital of Turkey. Situated in the focal piece of Anatolia, the city has a populace of 5.1 million in its metropolitan community and over 5.7 million in Ankara region, making it Turkey's second biggest city after Istanbul. In 1923, after the Turkish conflict of freedom, Ankara supplanted the city as the capital of the recently shaped Republic of Turkey. In 1930, the city's name was authoritatively different to Istanbul, the Turkish delivering of the sobriquet Greek speakers utilized since the 1100 years to allude to the city conversationally. 2. Jelly beans are originally from Turkey. Jelly beans began as an American type of Turkish delicacy. The jelly on some portion of a jelly bean is really what we call Turkish joy, a tenderly chewy cornstarch thick and sweet that was made by an Istanbul confectioner in 1777. It arrived at America in the late 1900 years. That turned out to be when there was a frenzy, especially among youngsters, for penny confections. They weren't really a penny each. A dime would get you a 1-pound stack of gumdrops. Some obscure American treats producer had the splendid thought of earning a cent candy variant of Turkish joy by cutting it into little pieces and giving them a hard sugar coating. The glossing over shielded the delicate inside from soil and made something you could convey in your pocket. As you find in the photograph, Hasay Bikir is one of the most established Turkish delight shops in Istanbul. Hasay Bikir Effendi came to Istanbul from the Arak locale of Kastamonu and opened a little sweet store in the Basakapi region in 1777. Sakursi Hasay Bikir Effendi, who began to make and sell candy store himself and would later be known as Hasay Bikir subsequent to satisfying his journey between 1817 to 1820, has a previous that courses on the palates of 4 unique hundreds of years and 5 land masses. Assuming you are intrigued to learn more, you can look at their site. 3. Saint Nicholas lived in Turkey, but Turks don't celebrate Christmas. Saint Nick Claus, Santa Claus, or all the more unequivocally holy person Nicholas was brought into the world to rich guardians. Nicholas was a Christian holy person and Greek cleric of Myra, who was brought into the world in Patara. When his folks kicked the bucket, he got a lot of riches, which he would offer to poor people and destitute. Rumors have spread far and wide suggesting that he would let sacks of gold coins fall down the smokestacks of houses, and give natural products to youngsters. His great deeds spread through Europe, and local people started incorporating it with their fantasies and legends. Christmas is certainly not a major festival in Turkey, and December 25th is definitely not a public occasion, it's simply a generally expected day. Obviously, you would see Christmas enrichments around the city or in stores. However, since just 0.2% of the Turkish populace are Christians, they have their own strict local area in Turkey and they celebrate it at their chapels. Turkey is a mainstream country, and regardless of the way that the Christian populace has a low rate in Turkey, everybody is allowed to observe Christmas, and Turkish individuals regard different strict foundations and convictions. 4. The name of Turkey. The country was used long before the turkey was named a bird. To comprehend this, we need to get to know another bird, the guinea fowl. This bird looks similar to the American turkey. The guinea fowl is really local to Eastern Africa and was imported to Europe through the Ottoman realm. Okay, we are seeing an association. Once imported, Europeans came to call the guinea fowl the turkey chicken or turkey hen, on the grounds that the bird came from the Turks. At the point when pioneers in the New World started to send a comparable-looking fowl back to Europe, they, out of commonality, called them turkeys. However, every language appears to have profoundly changed names for this bird, thus Turkey the nation is most certainly the first and right utilization of the word. 5. Turkey introduced coffee to Europe in the 1500s. We owe coffee to the Ottomans. Despite the fact that coffee didn't come from Turkey, the Ottomans got coffee to Europe in the 1600 years. In the Ottoman realm, the main cafe was opened in Istanbul in 1555 during the rule of Suleiman the Great. It was established by two traders from Damascus and laid out in Tahtakali, Istanbul. In the end, cafes offered more than espresso, giving sweet refreshments and confections as well, at the point when in Turkey, attempt the exemplary Turkish espresso, prepared in a sez, a little copper pot that would be an extraordinary encounter for espresso darlings. 6. Turkey is responsible for 80% of the world's hazelnut exports. Turkey may be known for classics such as Turkish delight or Turkish coffee, but it is actually the world's largest producer of hazelnuts. Turkey supplies approximately 75% of the world's production of hazelnuts and is thus one of the pillars of the Turkish export market. Mainly due to its favorable weather conditions for hazelnut production, hazelnut fields stretch along the Black Sea coasts of Turkey. 7. Turkey was amongst one of the first countries to give women the right to vote, before America and most European countries. Turkish ladies accomplished casting a ballot rights in local elections on April 3, 1930. After 4 years, through regulation established on December 5, 1934, they acquired full general testimonial, sooner than numerous different nations. For instance, the U.S. didn't concede ladies the option to cast a ballot until 1920 with the section of the 19th Amendment. The Turkish government additionally conceded ladies maternity leave, which was an exceptional practice in the Center East at that point. The Turkish government additionally offered monetary help for female training, which was not normal practice in the Center East at that point. The Turkish government additionally offered social types of assistance to ladies, for example, instructive projects for young ladies, which was phenomenal in the Center East at that point. 8. There are no native camels in Turkey, but there are annual camel wrestling festivals. In spite of the presence of camels at occasion resorts, there are no deserts in Turkey and no local camels. There's no desert in Turkey, so no local camels by the same token. However, camel prepares once crossed the country en route to general stores in Africa and Asia. Camel wrestling is likewise a well-known sport in the Aegean locale of Turkey. Consistently, the Selçuklu's camel wrestling celebration happens on Turkey's southern Aegean coast. 9. Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. The region of Zile in the northern territory of Tokat has declared the procurement of the Turkish patent permit for the Roman head Julius Caesar's well-known saying, Veni Vidi Vici, which is accepted to have been expressed in district's 4,000-year-old castle. Another cool fact you probably didn't know is that you can see the Philip Morris logo contains the words of Julius Caesar, Veni, Vidi, Vici. 10. Noah's Ark is located in Turkey. It is accepted by certain scientists and scholars that Turkey has the arrival spot of Noah's Ark. The narrative of mass flooding on Earth shows up in the Christian book of Scriptures, and the particular place where Noah handled the ark not set in stone as Mount Ararat, which is 5,165 meters high. Many accept that Noah's scriptural ark showed up on the Ararat fountain of liquid magma. The mountain is delightful to check out and is home to extraordinary normal variety. It's one of the features of the nation, so try to look at it when you visit. Researcher Andrew Jones and lead scientist Dr. Fethi Ahmet Yüksel of the Department of Geophysical Engineering, Applied Geophysics Department of Istanbul University told British media that 3D scans of the area discovered a formation of the exact length of the ark, detailed in the Bible as being around 150 meters, or 300 cubits in biblical terms. 11. The last station of the Orient Express train is Istanbul. Istanbul has the verifiable structure of Circasi train station. This was the last stop of the Simplon, Situate Express, rulers of trains and train of lords, among Paris and Constantinople, Istanbul, from 1883 to 1977. Agatha Christie was one of the travelers of this renowned train. The Paris to Istanbul journey, or vice versa, is the most exclusive and glamorous way to celebrate a milestone anniversary or birthday. This once-a-year, 6-day luxury rail voyage from Paris to Istanbul or from Istanbul to Paris on the Venice Simplon Orient Express, VSOE, is a true trip of a lifetime. Travel through 7 countries in elegant style. 12. The name turquoise actually comes from Turkey. Turquoise signifies Turkish stone. The wonderful mineral came to Europe from Turkey and is perhaps of the most established gemstone ever. They were first utilized as ornaments by Turkish warriors. Turquoise is found in Persia, Tibet, the southwestern US, etc. The word turquoise dates to the 17th century and is derived from the French turquoise for Turkish, because the mineral was first brought to Europe through Turkey, from mines in the historical Khorasan province of Persia. 13. A temple from the hunter-gatherer era can be found in Turkey. Before the 1900s, the generally held conviction was that huge human development didn't occur until early man managed agribusiness and started to fabricate settlements. In any case, when archaeologists found the site of Göbekli Tepe in southern Turkey, this hypothesis flew through the window on the grounds that the remains, including the world's most established stone monuments, were worked something like 2,000 years before the farming transformation. 14. The Evil Eye Amulet is one of the most popular souvenirs in Turkey. Privately known as the Nazar Bankyugu, old Turkish traditions propose that this talisman safeguards the carrier against destructive spirits. Tracing all the way back to quite a while back, hints of this ornament have been tracked down in most previous Ottoman regions. The hostile stare is the top-rated trinket. The Nazar Bankyugu, or evil eye, is a stone produced using liquid glass, iron, and copper. A 3,000-year-old practice, safeguarding the wearer from fiendish forces, is worn. The conviction is that the blue shade of the stone has the ability to shield the holder from negative energy. 15. Leonardo da Vinci was almost responsible for the Golden Horn Bridge. In 1473, the craftsman and creator was approached to plan an extension over the Brilliant Horn, the stream that isolates Constantinople from the remainder of cutting-edge Turkey. The task was a major one, to fabricate a scaffold wide enough for 2-horse carriages to travel next to each other, sufficiently able to bear the heaviness of a solitary pony and a boat, and sufficiently long to interface the different sides of the brilliant horn without hindering transportation traffic. However, the bridge won't ever appear. Da Vinci never had the opportunity to construct the extension he imagined. Development of the Galata scaffold, which actually stands today, was finished in 1494 by a man named Tullio de Sanlleon. Be that as it may, the thought for the scaffold came from Da Vinci, who longed for traversing the brilliant horn. 16. Turkey has more mosques than any other country. There are 82,693 mosques in Turkey. Turkey is home to probably the most gorgeous mosques on the planet, as around the vast majority of all Turks are Muslims. Perhaps of the most stunning mosque in Turkey is the Sultanahmet Mosque, famously known as the Blue Mosque in Istanbul. 17. Turkish people prefer tea over coffee. In spite of the fact that you might know Turkey for Turkish coffee, 96% of the populace drinks something like 1 cup of tea each day. Turkey has, by a wide margin, the most noteworthy per individual utilization on the planet. Every individual beverages 3.5 kilos of dark tea on normal yearly. Turkish tea is powerful, and they serve it in little tulip-formed glasses. Try to attempt all our uncommon tea flavors during your movements. Turkish tea is constantly presented in little tulip-formed glasses. You need to hold them by the edge to save your fingertips from consuming on the grounds that it's served extremely hot. These exceptional slim-waisted tea glasses, whose thrilling shape keeps the tea warm, additionally show the shade of the tea. 18. Turkey introduced tulips to the world. Assuming you at any point made